only one grape that I know of that wine people nerd out about so much that they ask things like, what clone are you using? As though knowing the exact clone is somehow going to explain why a wine can be so magical. Well, it helps a little. But I used to really think this was true, and now I know the more you know, the more you don't know. In this glass is a unique wine from somewhere in the world. Let's see if we can figure out what it is and where it's from. Well, well, well. What do we have here? This is a pale ruby color. This means we have a thin-skinned grape on our hands without a lot of anthocyanin. Let's dig in. I get sweet black cherry, allspice, dried raspberry, sweet rose, and a whiff of cola. Those allspice and cola notes tell us we've probably got some wood here. It's not overpowering, so maybe used oak. That floral aroma, along with the red fruit, are typical of this grape variety. Let's check the structure to be sure. Yep, it's got medium plus acidity, moderately low tannin, and the taste profile has a rich impact, but without strong tannin, it has a really smooth, ripe, fruity finish. Do you know what grape variety it is? Is it Gamay, Sangiovese, Pinot Noir, or Grenache? It's time for some answers. Master of Wine, Christine Marsilio, do what you do.
Okay, so the first thing that helps us here is the color. All of those grapes produce wines with lower color levels, but Sangiovese normally has a garnet edge, so that's out. Gamay, Pinot, and Grenache all have lower tannin levels, but Gamay is not normally aged in oak. Grenache and Pinot Noir can both have raspberry notes and cherry notes and can be aged in older oak, but Pinot Noir has a floral side that Grenache doesn't. So our grape today is Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is one of the most common grape varieties out there. It's planted in most winemaking countries around the world, though it needs to be planted in cooler areas because it doesn't really respond well to warm and hot climates. And Pinot Noir is so loved by wine nerds because it's really good at transmitting where it's from. It changes quite a lot depending on the soils it's grown in, the winemaking practices that are used, and of course, which clones are being used too. Now this Pinot Noir is from Australia, which you might think of as a warm country. And yes, large parts of it are really, really warm. But in southern Australia and in Victoria, near Adelaide and Melbourne, it can get pretty chilly, thanks to the cold Southern Ocean. Let's head back to Madeleine to find out exactly who made this lovely wine.
Today we're tasting Heirloom Vineyards Velvet Fog Pinot Noir. This wine comes from a single vineyard in Adelaide Hills, Australia. They're using 50% whole cluster in this fermentation, and this helps explain that rich floral rose-like aromas that we were getting on this wine. Heirloom Vineyards produces 3 different Pinot Noirs from Adelaide Hills from multiple vineyard sites. Even though these wines are crafted nearly identically to one another, they have surprisingly different taste profiles. So there you have it. You are one glass deeper into the fascinating world of wine. This wine is part of Wine Folly Club, so if you'd like to taste along, you can become a member. And we've got more videos like these coming up, so subscribe if you want to learn more about wine. Until next time, happy tasting, salut!